we have partnered with Alpha Pro partners. We have partnered with Xero to enable businesses in Saudi Arabia to get compliant with the ZATCA's regulation, phase 1 and phase 2, in the simplest of the manners. We are ready for phase 2 from our perspective. We have done all integration seamless so that for you who is using Xero, you can automatically and easily connect and deliver each invoice to tax authority and get a positive response from the tax authority. We are actually a compliance partner for all the businesses in Saudi Arabia. E-invoice generation is critical to all businesses going forward. Now, there is some confusion in what is an e-invoice. Earlier, the perception before implementation of e-invoice regime, it was that any invoice which is generated by any electronic system is an e-invoice. But this definition is not applicable anymore. An e-invoice is that invoice which is created by your software. It is sent to the tax authority. Tax authority will say yes or no, approve or reject. And then once it is back to you, that becomes an actual e-invoice. This e-invoice information is recorded in the tax authority's database. Based on that, they will tally that with your return filings, your claims, and your tax liabilities. We as a partner provide highly scalable API-based integration. In case you are a non-Xero system and you want to consume our APIs, we are completely ready with that. Apart from that, if you have no other accounting system and you simply work on Excel sheet, then also you can come and upload your Excel sheet on Marmin platform, and we provide you compliant e-invoices where each invoice gets delivered to tax authority and you receive a compliant with invoice with QR code. SFTP-based is a secure folder transfer protocol-based integration. This is required for those companies who want asynchronous synchronization and not a real-time e-invoice delivery. And finally, the last option is web UI-based. So as a company, we have built integration for many applications, including Xero, where the businesses are not localized in Saudi Arabia, but there are not many local users of Saudi Arabia who are using and running their businesses on these softwares. We act as a natural extension for these applications, and we provide compliance to them. There are many use cases in which Marmin helps businesses automate or streamline their internal processes and leave all the hassle of creation of e-invoices or compliance on Marmin. For example, e-commerce, you have a website like e-commerce website like a giant Amazon, and there are a lot many sellers who are on the platform. They want to get compliant, but Amazon may or may not provide extension. So we can just provide an extension there and you can create all your invoices in the compliant manner. Same like that, roaming crews, traders, or remote project teams on the field, we can help them in creating compliant invoices on the go. By this time, Saudi tax authorities are emphasized enough in differentiating what is a tax invoice and what is a simplified tax invoice. They have done massive events, massive marketing about the product, about the requirement of compliance, and what is the differentiation. We are just highlighting some of those here so that there is clarity in what we are going to see in the demo also. Tax invoice is a standard tax invoice, which is actually B2B, business to business. And phase 2 requirement includes that this will be a clearance model. When it is said that it's a clearance model, it means that every invoice created by the business will first be cleared by tax authority and then issued to the customer. When this happens, the clearance comes from the integration. There is an embedded XML in the invoice. If you have a paper-based invoice and it is not linked to an XML, then it might not be compliant. If the tax authority comes to you for audit and you have invoice shown in a paper, they will for sure ask you, where is the attached embedded XML for this? Show us in a digital format. This embedded XML is what the tax authority delivers to you after it is cleared or rejected. Okay. Each document has a unique identifier. This is not the invoice number what you have. You can have 10 systems generating same invoice number, but each should have a unique identifier. tax authority mandates. Cryptographic stamp is like any simple parlance, it is the digital certificate. Okay. So if you have a digital signature, you have a digital certificate attached to it, something similar to that. So each invoice will be cleared with a cryptographic stamp. Okay. Previous invoice hash is very much important in this. This is how the tax authority validates or audits the sanctity of the software which you're using. What it means is, for example, you are creating one invoice now. It starts with 1. In the background, it will be encoded with some digital encoding, which will indicate that this is invoice number 1. Then you create invoice number 2. It will be digitally encoded in the background that this is invoice number 2. Then you create a credit note with credit note number 1. And this will be internally encoded as document number 3. This sequence keeps on going as and when you keep generating invoices or credit notes. Your software is not compliant and your software is likely to miss these background generated numbers. Then you automatically become non-compliant. This all is taken care by our software so that you remain completely compliant and unworried about these things. Phase one invoices had only 5 components in their QR code, but phase 2 invoices will have 9 components in their QR code. These 9 components are consisting of 5, which is from the phase 1 itself, but 4 components are coming from the tax authority. Once there is successful integration, for sure, the delivery mechanism of these 4 components will be visible on your invoices QR. Right. So this is the clearance model we just now spoke about. In simplified manner, the image on the left actually shows you that how this will work. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, but in the background, what is required is what we are doing. The simplest of the manner is to just make you visualize the process. On the right side is the complete detailed process on how we have implemented and how tax authority is acting the document delivery from the software perspective. Other part of this e-invoicing project is simplified tax invoices. This is for your business to customer invoices. Okay. This is, for example, you go to shop, there is a point of sale and there is an invoice issued. This issued invoice is a B2C invoice. There is no further transfer of tax liability beyond this point. So that is the reason this is called B2C, and this ends the VAT liability cycle. Okay. This is coming from reporting model. What does this mean is when one invoice is being issued, the customer in front of the counter is not going to wait for a long time for the tax authority to clear the invoice. Customer is not going to wait for each transmission to be successful and then receive an invoice. So in this case, tax authority says that, okay, you first issue the invoice and then send it to me. Okay. This is the process under B2C invoices. So there is a customer at the counter. As a seller, you first issue the invoice and then you send the same XML encoded mechanism, encoded transmission to tax authority saying that yesterday I did this sale. So there is a 24-hour window to report these transactions, and remaining components all remain same as in the B2B scenario. Okay. This is a reporting model. On the left side, you have the simplest of the diagram. You generate invoice, issue to your customer, and then the report to the tax authority. On the right side of this slide, you will see the detailed process of how this whole B2C invoice creation, generation, and reporting to tax authority will. This e-invoicing regime will also impact your tax return filing for the period, in the past period, or if you're quarterly or if you're monthly filing schedule, it will impact that also. You cannot report once you're onboarded to tax authorities phase 2, you will be only considering those invoices which have been reported or cleared by tax authority. Any invoice outside of this will not be considered for your return filing. So this has to be understood by all businesses. Okay. Yes. So we are here showing you a kind of technical detail. Everyone knows what is a PDF. Okay. So in case, what is a PDF A3? I'm trying to explain here. A PDF with an embedded XML. This XML, which is received by tax authority, is actually a PDF A3 format. If you print a PDF A3 format, you will not get any signature or any validation of XML on that PDF. So usually after e-invoicing regime is under massive adoption, invoices will be exchanged over email. We have many customers who are insisting that we want only one page invoice. And we tell them that the data is so much that it doesn't matter whether it's 1 page or 10 page, because everything will be transmitted digitally going forward. Okay. So there is a change in mindset, there is change in adoption, there has to be a change in behavior also of the users. So each PDF A3 document will have the main PDF and an embedded XML, which will be visible on the left side attachment if you open it in Adobe Acrobat. Okay. So this is about the XML and PDF A3. Yes. So here we are highlighting that Marmin as a company has successfully onboarded many companies on phase 2. And we are going to give a glimpse of it here. This is how the once you have successfully onboarded on tax authorities portal, the session looks like. Here, once you onboard a device, you will see at the bottom what device has been onboarded. And every invoice created after this step of onboarding will be recorded in this way. So tax authority will be reporting to you that how many B2C invoices are successfully reported, how many B2C invoices, B2B and B2C invoices are successfully reported, like this. Okay. Those which are green and those which are yellow, you can consider for your return filing. Those which are red actually says that these were rejected by tax authority. You cannot consider them for tax filing. So I will try to just one second. Yeah. This is a wrap on this presentation, but I want to show you my screen on how the tax authorities portal looks like. Each VAT number, each company having a VAT number will have a portal like this. Okay. You will onboard your solution. Once you onboard your solution, your onboarded solution will look like this, as in the list. Okay. Once you have onboarded your solution and you're successfully transmitting invoices, you will see all your invoices in this transaction. So this is our test system, what we are showing you. We are showing you how many of B2C and B2B we have successfully or unsuccessfully reported to tax authority. Those which are reported here, these are B2C invoices. Those which are cleared, these are B2B invoices.